So welcome to Team Made to Love's team call. Thanks for joining us. My name is April McDonald, and I am currently a 3-star diamond qualifying coach. Brooke is one of my bestest friends. I've been able to meet her through Beachbody and so since she's off frolicking through Disney World, or Disney World. I'm going to host her call and talk to you guys a little bit about Instagram. I know Jelena and Jennifer, who are on, both know a little of my story, but I'm just going to give a little a little background about me for anybody from Team Made to Love that listens to the recording. So basically, in a nutshell, hated my job. I had my master's in exercise physiology, got paid barely anything. I felt like I was basically scheduling jazzercise and like chair yoga for a living, and it was just not making much money at all. My boss talked to me like I was a dog. So I came across Kelly on Instagram, and she was like, "Is your boss a jerk? Are you sick of your job? Are you feeling unfulfilled, underpaid?" And I was just like, yes to all of the above. So I reached out to her. She sent me a video about what coaching was. I jumped on her team call that night and signed up that night. And I was just like, screw it. I had $7 in my bank account. I put it on the credit card. I was like, literally, my life sucks. There's nowhere. I just drooled on myself. There's nowhere to go but up from here. So that was kind of my story. I was able to pay for my wedding in cash, quit my job. My husband currently, I've been able to retire him while he pursues his real estate career. It's now almost October, and he hasn't been working since mid-July. And somehow we're not broken homeless. So it's pretty cool to see that that's been able to be happening because of Beachbody. So, all right, I'm going to share my screen. I was telling Jennifer before the call started, I am an idiot, and somehow I managed to delete my recording of what I was going to talk to you today. So what I have is I've already done this call for a friend. So it's on YouTube. So can you see my screen, Jennifer? Yeah, okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is do this, and I don't know where my little people went now that I'm here. So Jennifer, if anything goes wrong and you can't hear me or anything, just make sure to speak up, because I can't see you right now and I don't know how to get you back. So today I'm going to be talking about Instagram 101. I started off with about 230 followers on Instagram, and I'm a little over 11,000 right now. I haven't been putting as much emphasis into it lately as I should be. So I'm kind of getting back on track, and I'll talk about some things that I do to grow my business. And this page is just kind of talking a little bit about me, some things that I've posted, things that I'm about. People will often tag me in things with guacamole or peanut butter or German Shepherds, because they know that, I love those things. So I think that you should really think about some things that are important to you. Make a list of, 5 to 7 things. And it doesn't have to be anything fitness or, anything related to that. But what kind of things do you think about? You're like, oh, I love that. Like, those are the things that you should talk about, because you want people, even though avocado and guacamole have nothing to do with Beachbody, the fact that people tag me and stuff, they're like, oh my gosh, I thought of you, or Chipotle or whatever. I just think that that's really cute. And that shows that people are listening to you, and that you're doing a really good job at, kind of letting people know more about you. And then you're going to get those lifers that have similar, interest. So, is this worth my time, and why should I use Instagram? And absolutely 100% yes. I get about 85% of my coaches and clients from Instagram. Some people are really successful with their Facebook or their Facebook like page. I feel like my Facebook like page is so slow growing, and Instagram, to me, that I can do a lot better with talking to people on Instagram, making connections with them, and then getting them to add me to Facebook and continuing to chat there. So, just kind of, consistently being yourself, showing inspirational things, funny things about your life. If you're a mom, don't think that your Instagram page needs to just be like, here's my fitness, here's my nutrition, here's this. I absolutely 100% think that you need to let your personal life shine through too. Now, nobody's going to follow you if they go to your page and there's 17,000 selfies of you and your kids. Like your mom would like that, but other people aren't going to follow you for that because there's not value there. I think every once in a while, absolutely, I've got a picture of my dog, I've got this, I've got that. But when you do that, I think you should always be asking an engaging question. So if you posted a picture of you and your kids, oh, we went to the park today. What's your favorite thing to do when you have extra time with the kiddos? Like asking some type of engaging question that other moms that are, already in your target market are going to respond. So I don't think there's anything wrong with posting personal stuff. It has to be something that you're going to get people interacting with you. I'm just going to scroll until the next screen comes up. Okay. How Instagram has changed my business and my life. And I've said in the beginning, I found Kelly through Instagram. I used to only do Instagram to do giveaways. I would share this post or repost this or do this to enter. And I did all of that. I won a ton of stuff. And I loved it. And, that and Pinterest, those were my two biggest time wasters before Beachbody. And so I had 3 jobs when I started Beachbody, and I thought, I'm not going to have time to do another thing. But I mean, honestly, I had no idea how much time I was wasting scrolling through Instagram and Pinterest until I realized that those were the things that I was going to just not do anymore when I was going to put all more of my attention to Beachbody. I've met amazing people through Instagram. I literally have so many people that are just really good friends, I've met tons of running friends that, we have some that we're running races together. We've never actually met, but we know we're going to be at the same place at the same time because I use Richmond Marathon, hashtags and things like that so that I meet and connect with other people, and it could be with whatever you're interested in, other busy moms, I can't tell you how many of my coaches that I absolutely adore I have met from Instagram, and my life literally just wouldn't be the same without them. 2, now 3 of my personally sponsored diamonds are from Instagram. And so that's diamonds right there that I never would have had if I wasn't using, they would have found somebody else, so it's really cool to think about that way. My 5 new contacts a day are almost all from Instagram. So you can't use your lame, I don't know enough people excuse. And I will share with you something that one of my coaches, Tanner, has started doing for a direct message. I'll share that post into your team group later. If we have time at the end, I'll touch on that. But she has a really great way that she connects with people through direct message. I never used to direct message people on Instagram. I would just, kind of comment on their post and then get them to Facebook. But we'll cover all of that. Okay, so this was a little while ago. This post was from April or May. And, I can honestly say that my success in the company is because of Instagram and consistency. Instagram has, like I said, it's just totally changed my business. It's a platform that I love and enjoy doing anyways. And if you're making Facebook posts, all you have to do is take that post and that photo and throw it on Instagram, because then you're able to connect with so many more people. You might as well just do it. So, that was one of my posts I made, just basically saying, I'm so excited. I've been so blessed, and it's not to brag. It's basically just to say, if I can do it, you can. And I'm here, to encourage you and mentor you along the way. Okay, so what the heck do I post on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever? What should I be posting? Motivational posts, recipe shares, workouts, workout videos, wellness tips, funny things, you name it. And if you do videos, they can be 15 seconds or less. I think workout videos are so simple. You prop up your iPhone or your iPad against something, record yourself doing a couple moves, and then you can use iMovie to edit them and just throw it onto Instagram. And that right there is one of the best things that you can do for value. Or if you like to cook a lot, you can even, with Instagram, you're basically just taking your phone and pushing the button in if you're recording it right then and there. And you could easily make a 15-second video while you're cooking and just kind of being like, here's step one, put this in the pot, really quickly. I've done that a couple times with like how I make my sweet potatoes or how I make certain little things. It's super easy to add value, and people like seeing videos. Videos is just captures people's interest so much. Post 1 to 2 times a day, because you're already posting 1 to 2 times on Facebook. Honestly, nobody cares if you look at your Facebook and you look at your Instagram and it's the same thing. I don't make new posts 9 times out of 10. I do not make new posts for Instagram. I just use something that I've used on Facebook throughout the day. So you're already doing the content anyways. Just slap it on there, and we'll talk about hashtags and things in a little bit. And then I want you to look and see, like I said, pictures of your kids and pets. Just use them in moderation and try to engage with people when you do use them. But would you follow yourself? If you look at your account, would you follow your account if you're a stranger? What do you look for when you decide to follow somebody? Are they sharing recipes? Are they adding value? Are they sharing positive quotes? Are they, posting things that make you laugh? Things like that. So you need to kind of take a good hard look at your account and say, would I follow me? And if you're just getting started, that's okay. Like, just start from here on out and posting good content. I have some coaches, I run an Instagram training, and I have some coaches that will start a new fresh account in the beginning of the training, and then some just use what they have. And it doesn't matter. Some that start new gain just as many followers as some that already have some followers and redo their page. It's totally up to you. Just start from here on out thinking, does this add value when you post? And share your story. That is huge. That's such a big way for people to interact with you and feel like, oh my gosh, we have so much in common. And that's where I get a lot of people, coaches and things and customers that reach out to me, because I'm talking about my past eating disorders. I'm talking about having no self-confidence issues. I'm talking about being in emotionally abusive relationships. I'm talking about all these things that I've been through. And I truly feel like God puts you through these things, not because to say, oh, I was hurt and I went through this. He doesn't do it to, cause suffering. He does it so that you can learn and grow in a way to inspire and encourage others. There's no point in going through what you went through if you don't talk about it and you bundle it all in and, just try to deal with it. Every single obstacle was put into your life for a reason. And I feel like if you use that to, kind of serve God and be able to be an inspiration to other women who are just, not as brave as you to be vulnerable and put their story out there. I mean, you just have no idea how many lives that you can impact. And, Chalene Johnson is one of my favorite people ever. I just want to be her. I love her so much. And we were sitting there in Smart Success Academy 2 years ago in April. And she said, think about your darkest moment and think about where that was and what you were feeling. And that is what is going to shoot you into the stratosphere. And I remember thinking back to mine was during an eating disorder, a certain time where I literally remember making myself throw up in my room and in my parents' house. And I remember just feeling so disgusting, degraded, absolutely awful. And to me, that's probably one of the darkest times in my life that I really was like, what am I doing with my life? Like, why am I doing this to myself? And I've shared that part of my story. I've shared so many times where I've just felt like absolutely nothing and then change it into a spin on it and say, I've been there and you are worth so much more. And if you're good enough for God, you are good enough for anybody. And just being able to say that I've been here, I've been in my lowest of my lows, and I'm here now, and I'm able to say I love myself, and if I can do it, you can too. And you don't have to do it alone, and I'm here to help you. So just think about it. If you've dealt with, bad relationships, bankruptcy, like, it doesn't matter what it is, talk about it. And so many of these things are taboo topics that people don't want to talk about, stress, depression, anxiety, all of these things that people don't want to talk about, but everybody is dealing with anyway. So why not be the bigger person and put it out there and see how many people you can positively impact? It's absolutely amazing. So sharing your story multiple times, it's not just like, oh, I put it out there, good. You need to continuously share it and share different perspectives of it. Invite to join challenge groups and coaching opportunity at least once a week, non-negotiable. Nobody's going to come to you and say, oh, hey, Jennifer, do you know that post you made 6 months ago? I think I'm ready to join your team. nope, that's not going to happen. So just make sure you're posting daily or weekly. Okay, anytime now. Next slide. Oh my gosh, how long? I guess I spent a while on this slide. Okay. How do I invite for my challenge groups? So this is just the same way that you do on Facebook. If you're not making invite groups for your challenge group, you're literally like cutting your hands off. Like this, how you're trying to work your business without your hands is in my personal opinion, because challenge groups are amazing. And challenge groups are when you're going to be able to help other women that have struggled with similar things just like you. And I turn those challengers into coaches. My best coaches oftentimes are people that came from my challenge group. I am talking to 6 people from my current challenge group. 2 of them have already signed up as a coach, and they are now talking about coaching. Like we keep coaching as an open book in our challenge groups. We kind of say, hey, you can sign up to save $15 on your Shakeology. Does anybody have any questions? And we just talk about it like an open book. And, one girl signed up. She's like, I'm so excited. I'm getting all my coaching stuff together now. I had some other girls comment like, oh, I'm on the fence. And this girl's like, oh my gosh, girl, do it with me. We can do it together. This girl that signed on as a coach that was one of my challengers is now like trying to like recruit all of my coaches for me because she's so excited. And I'm like, dude, this is so cool, because I never used to talk about it in challenge groups because I used to think, oh, that sounds weird. I don't want people to think like I'm only out to recruit them. But basically, when we have so much fun in our challenge groups that I say, dude, do you want to do this to other people? Like, why don't you, if you want to invite other people, all you have to do is be a coach. So you should really take pride in your challenge groups. I used to just sign people on and be like, Success Club 20, da, 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 da. And I'd forget about people. I was a really, truly terrible coach for a long time. Like for my clients, I would focus more on my coaches, but client wise, I was really bad for a long time. And I look back now and I'm like, dang, what was I doing? And how did some people stick with me? If they were posting in the group, I would talk to them. But if they were people that kind of fell off the wagon or whatever, I kind of let them go. And unless they were reaching out to me, I didn't do anything. And that's awful. Like you can't do that. So, I mean, you live and you learn, but now I really take a lot of pride in my challenge groups, whether it's my free group, whether it's a group where we're all posting about workouts and Shakeology. We do fun giveaways. We do things like, hey, I want you to post a silly picture of you planking in an awkward, weird position or with something weird. I had one girl like posting about like planking with like a glass of wine and a straw underneath, so we have a lot of fun with it. And I encourage you to just get active in challenge groups, talk to people about coaching, and just make it fun. That I got so way off track here, by the way. I just get really excited talking about challenge groups because I used to be so bad at them. Back to inviting on Instagram. Invite them to add you. So I always have my link here. Facebook, I say like add me to Facebook at www.facebook.com/april.pinkney.5 and message me for more information. You always want to have a call to action. And if you don't know what your profile is, you can change it once. So if there's a bunch of numbers or maybe it's like a maiden name or something, you get to change your username once. But if you just go to your profile on a computer and then you look at the URL at the top, that's going to be what yours is. So I could obviously change mine to April McDonald, but all of my posts already say april.pinkney.5. I don't really care to do that because if somebody finds a post that's really old, I don't want them to try to go to add me and it's a different account anymore. But yeah, so figure out that and make a call to action. You can also put that username in the Instagram bio as your website if you don't have a blog. And it also makes them work, so they are more serious. It's not just like click here. It's like go to the browser and put this in, and you can tell that people really want it if they're going to reach out to you. And they may not say yes right away, but they're going to continue to see your posts. I have people all the time like, okay, I've been following you for a year. I've been looking at your posts for months. I've been thinking about this for weeks. And they're people that oftentimes even don't even like or comment on my posts. So don't get disgruntled if you're like, I only got 2 likes on this post or whatever. Lindsay Matway used to have like barely any engagement on her post. And now she gets like 400 likes on photos. So don't ever just think like, oh, this stinks, I'm going to quit. You just have to be consistent to build a following. So just keep going with that and don't think, oh, this stinks, I'm never going to get there. Sample challenge group invite. You guys all know my sister, Melissa Ludwig. She's amazing. This is even a long time ago. She's Now down 93 pounds and looks amazing. But I always, always, always want you guys to put your watermark across here, somewhere that goes across both pictures. Now, looking back at this, I would have even made it darker, so that you can see it all and make sure you know what it says. But there's a lot of scams out there that will take before and afters they find on Instagram and try to promote their products for it, like those teas or pills or whatever. So always put a watermark on everything. And you can see, I said, sometimes you just have so much pride in your heart for someone that you have to share it. Insert my sister, and I tagged her. She has lost over 70 pounds in the past year by focusing on her nutrition and doing 30-minute workouts. I couldn't be more honored to also call her my teammate as we encourage other women to do the same dang thing she has. Have you ever looked in the mirror and been sad, upset, or just plain depressed? I have, and so has my sister. In college, I was dealing with an eating disorder, body confidence issue, and the after effects of emotional abuse. So, yep, I could honestly say I cried every morning when I looked in the mirror, weighed myself multiple times a day, and starved myself or purged after eating a ton of crappy foods. My sister also was dealing with postpartum depression after gaining 70 pounds during her pregnancy. So I kept kind of going on and talked about, like, we've been there, we know, but we're here to help, and it doesn't happen overnight, but all you have to do is reach out to us. And I just think that very vulnerable post helps other people to realize, like, okay, she's not somebody that's like, I don't eat carbs, I'm perfect. And people want to work with a coach that's real and has similar struggles. I have had so much success with free groups. Our team loves free groups. We have a 30-day free exercise group that goes on every month. We have a free 7-day clean eating group the first Monday of every month. We have right now we're running a 7-day pumpkin spice and something nice where we are giving short little workouts, like 3 exercises and having them do. We give a pumpkin recipe every day and we do a random act of kindness. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so cute. That's so awesome. And people are really posting their random acts of kindness and oh, I had pumpkin this today. So, I mean, it could be something so simple. You can think of anything. I've got a couple coaches that are doing an emotional eating free challenge group. I have a couple coaches and I that are interested in doing a 2-week devotional group for women. And we'll talk about this too. I might post in your group, but I would love if you guys would be interested in doing that. We could even do that like team wide with both of our teams and do that together. I have to decide on a devotional to use, so feel free to use your input on that too. But I was thinking for a 2-week fitness and faith group where we all do the same devotional, talk about our fitness, talk about faith, and maybe do like a weekly Zoom chat. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, I would love to open that up. And that's a great way to get people into that challenge group environment and let people know, like, hey, we're here to help. And then at the end, you can, we plug a little bit. Like, if you really enjoyed this, we'd love to have you join us for our next 3-week fitness and nutrition bootcamp where we focus on this. And people really love like the support and accountability. And a lot of times they'll want to be a part of the next thing. So that's why free groups have been so successful for us. So I always post about our 7-day clean eating group on Instagram. It happens every month. And you can see I use canva.com, canva.com. It's amazing. I actually just did a team call on how to use Canva for video editing or not video editing, for photo editing. So if you go to my YouTube, you can look at my team call playlist, and the most recent one, I talked about how to use Canva, like a canvas without the S, and it's amazing. I love that. It really makes your photos look really great. Okay, one of my favorite things to do with this free group invite is just be yourself and be silly, and don't, like, when I'm myself and I'm stupid, I attract so many cool people that are just like me. So, okay, so one part of this, it says, if you're a little turdlet like me and have been eating whatever you want, swearing you'll make up for it tomorrow, it's time to join me for a week of clean eating. We start Monday and I'll get you added. Just add me to Facebook at facebook.com and message me with, I'm done being a turdlet. And like, I literally had like 10 people add me to Facebook and message me, I'm done being a turdlet. And we're just like instantly laughing and joking with each other right off the bat. And so you find other silly, like-minded people. And it's kind of cool. Like, they know you're a real person. You're not like a robot just putting out these free clean eating challenge groups. So yeah, anytime, I always encourage you to be silly. Honestly, I think it's cool that a lot of like Brooke's, to you guys' team dynamic is, you know, you have a lot of stay-at-home moms, you have a lot of women that are really strong in their faith, you have a lot of family-oriented, awesome people, and like, you know, Kelly attracts a lot of like wanderlust people. And if you look at mine, like I think one of the biggest like common denominators is they either like Chipotle and guacamole, or they're just like freaking weirdos. And I really take pride in that, is that like I attract a lot of silly people because I'm always posting silly things. So the more that you can put yourself out there as who you truly are, the more that, you know, your vibe attracts your tribe. And I just try to really live that, because I want other like-minded people, because it makes your job fun when you get to work with people that are, you know, similar to you. So how to gain Instagram followers is pay for features. You can look for accounts that are big and they'll say, you know, here's my Kik name, K-I-K. It's an app. It's like you can basically message each other without having to know each other's phone number. So you can create a Kik name and a Kik account and Kik them. And, you know, say, hey, I'm interested in having a feature. How much would it cost? Bigger accounts are going to be more expensive. Smaller accounts are going to be less expensive. If you do decide to do that, feel free to reach out to me on like kind of what kind of picture and what kind of photo or caption you should use. But features have been huge. Instagress.com is awesome. If you go to Kelly's YouTube and search, or just go to YouTube and search Kelly Hanner Instagress. She has 2 helpful videos on how to use it. And I started paying somebody to help me with it. And I think he charged me like $240 for a month, and he got me followers, but it wasn't like super impressed. Like I wasn't like, oh, those are people right up my alley. So I canceled that, and I've been using Instagress. I just started Instagress again. You can buy 3 days you can try 3 days free. I think you can buy 3 days for like a couple bucks, or I think I do the 30-day for $10. And a lot of times it goes on sale and you can do like half off and stuff. But it's amazing. I log into my Instagram and I'm like, holy cow, look at all these comments, look at all these messages, look at all these followers. Instagress is awesome. I would not do the follow feature. Because at one time I was following 6,000 people on Instagram, and it was absolutely awful to try to unfollow all those people. So, but yeah, check out Kelly's YouTube. She has some trainings on how to use Instagress. Use hashtags. Hashtags are huge. On my phone, I have a set of hashtags, and I just have like a group of like 25, and then another group of 25, and then another group of 25. I mean, just start off with one group of 25 and you're good, but don't do it in the caption itself. Do it in a comment below, because then you can have up to 30 hashtags. So I do 25 because sometimes I do like silly hashtags like in my description. So after a day or two, I'll go back and delete those 25 hashtags, and I'll put 25 more hashtags just so I can get more eyes on my stuff. And you want to make sure that it's somewhat specific. Like you don't want to be like, oh, fitness, hashtag fitness. If you would search hashtag fitness, say I hashtag my photo, hashtag fitness, and you were to search it like 30 seconds later, it wouldn't even show up in the feed. It's so like, because billions of people are using that hashtag, you want to be more specific. So let me read you some of my hashtags that I have. Some of my specific ones are, I use Charlotte, Run Charlotte, half marathon training, UNCC, that's the school I went to. I run so I can eat, marathon training, coffee lover, do it for the long run, Boston bound, long run, runner problems, German Shepherd mama, love to run, run happy, things like that. So I want it to be specific, but you also don't want it to be too specific that nobody's going to see it. Like I used to use the hashtag will squat for guac, and I realized like I'm the only one using this hashtag. That is not helping me. So just kind of do your own research and kind of type in on Instagram a hashtag and see how many times it's been tagged. If it's got like hundreds of thousands, you may not want to use it. If it's, kind of had a couple thousand, that's a good one. That's going to get eyes on it. But yeah, tens of thousands is fine. You just don't want to be, millions or, hundreds of thousands. Keep it to something that's active, but also going to keep other people getting eyes on it. Interact with people, those same hashtags that you use, go through those hashtags. And then I just spend a couple minutes each day and I like photos that catch my eye on hashtags I commonly use. So I might go to Love to Run and I'll like a bunch of photos. And if something catches my eye, I'm going to go to their page, like 6 of their photos, comment on 1. And that gets me a lot of interaction. And I just spend like 5 minutes a day doing that. And I get a couple followers from it. Another thing I'll do is if somebody really speaks to me, and I like a lot of times with other runners, I'll be like, oh my gosh, your pace was so awesome. How the heck are you? If they post a lot of recipes, I'm liking other photos. Then I'll comment on it. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I just stalked the crap out of you. Are you on Facebook? I'd love to connect. And I just say it. I just put it out there like that. And people are like, oh my gosh, yes, add me. Instead of being like, can I add you to Facebook for my 3-week fitness and accountability group? Like, that sounds cheesy, but even though I just said, oh my gosh, I just stalked the crap out of you. Are you on Facebook? And I even use like the poop emoji and they just laugh and they're like, yeah, add me. I think that's just really huge, is just being yourself and coming across as a real person and not like, hey, I want to sell you something. Invite your followers to tag their friends on funny posts. I always do this. Like I'll be like, tag a fellow Chipotle lover or tag somebody who would do this or, something like that. And do Shaco giveaways. You can go look at my page at how I've done some Shaco giveaways in the past. I have a girl that most likely will sign up for a coach because of a Shaco giveaway. So, sometimes it's hit or miss. I've done some in the past and they weren't very awesome and some turn out great. So just kind of get creative because everybody likes free stuff. That's how I found Kelly in the first place. She was giving away a Shakeology giveaway, and that's how I found her. Pay for features. Large IG accounts, I offer to feature your IG for a fee. That's what I was telling you about. The key transformation photos or workout videos work really great, something that they can personally connect with. In the caption, let them know why they should follow you. Be sure to have a coaching post up at the same time your feature goes live. That's huge. I like to have like the last 1 or 2 posts or the first post that they're going to see, that one or the one before, be a coaching post so that they're going to get their eyes on that too. I talked about Keek. Train and Transform and Fit Girls Inspire. I used to use them a lot. They are a little pricey, but it does get a ton of eyes on your things. And the biggest thing is like when people are looking at this feature, they want to see, why should I follow this girl? Not just like, oh, that's a cool video. Okay, cool. In my caption, I'm going to say, follow me for more recipes, for workouts, for, my free 5-day fitness and nutrition boot camp, whatever, but make them know what they're going to get by following you. And there's also smaller, less expensive accounts, so just do your research for that. Interact with Instagram users. So search hashtags that describe your target market. Like I said, homeschool mama or homeschool mama too, things like that. For me, mine would be related to running, German Shepherds, half marathons, peanut butter, guacamole, Chipotle. I could go on and on, but think about things that are interesting to you. Spend 5 to 10 minutes a day liking photos and the hashtags that you use. It sounds so simple, but as long as you're liking and then commenting, you're going to get a lot of people come back, because a lot of people that you're commenting on are just maybe like a mom or, somebody using their account just to take pictures of their kids. And then when they see random people like messaging and commenting, they're like, whoa, like who is this person? They want to come to your account and see what you're about as well. If something is really interesting to you, go to their page. Oh, I said, like the last 6 photos, comment open-minded questions like who, what, where, and why. Not just like, great job. Like try to get things that's going to ask them for a response. Follow them, ask if they are on Facebook. And I said, do not spam. Like I absolutely hate when people are like I said, like, hey, add me to Facebook for my free private accountability group. Like I just want to report people when they do that. Like, did you not look at my page at all to see that I was a coach? No, go away. That's how I feel about that. But yeah, just make it something genuine that you have in common to be able to comment with those people. Use Instagress and do IG training. You can sign up for a free 3-day trial of Instagress.com, change the hashtags and turn comments off. I would say that just watch Kelly's video on Instagress. I don't turn the comments off anymore. I use little emojis and I'll do like a clapping or a heart or a thumbs up. And I get a lot of people actually, because it's commenting those things on people, they're like, oh, thanks for the support, April. And I'm like, oh, yeah, thanks, you're welcome. But if you just keep it to a general emoji, that's fine. But I was getting comments on people like, great shot, and it looks great, and like, good job. And it's like not even a picture of me or anything. So yeah, I just would go stick with the emojis for the comments. Turn the follow off, do not follow people, and swap out the hashtags. The hashtags that are in there, don't use. I had a couple friends when I first started using it, like screenshot stuff, and they're like, why are you liking it? It was pictures of people, like half naked girls, and like all this Eminem stuff with all this like swear words on it. I was like, oh my gosh. So get rid of all of the suggested hashtags and just use your own that apply to your target market, and you'll be fine. Shalene Johnson's Instagram impact is amazing. It's $100 training, and I actually split it with Kelly, and I have that login information. So I'm happy to share it with you. I always share it with my team. So if you do want to use Shalene Johnson's Instagram impact, I will share that login information. It's the same thing as Smart Success, like you log in and you can access the videos. So she teaches you about features, making videos, hashtags, and interacting, all kinds of good stuff. She's just amazing. I love her. Yeah, and I have said here, Kelly Hanner, she's got awesome videos on how to grow your Instagram as well. She's got a ton of videos on her YouTube. YouTube is amazing and free personal development. So I said invite followers to tag their friends. We all have that one friend. And then I was like, that friend is me. Tag your special friend. And I got like, 28 comments of people just tagging their friends. And I thought it was so funny because, I mean, it's so true. But, things like that just really get people engaged. And delegate. So you may say, no, thank you, Mom, I don't have time for that. You don't want to add any more Instagram training or anything into what you're already doing. And you can try Elance or Fiverr and hire someone to interact with your Instagram followers and target market. But honestly, since I've been doing Instagress again, it's amazing. And the best advice is after somebody comments back to you, make sure you ask an open-ended question and stuff like that, and make sure that like the comment feature for Instagram does you good by trying to build a relationship to somebody. And you can tell them, like, I want females in the U.S. who are not associated with Beachbody Herbalife. It works. Like, you can tell them all these things if you want. You may find that it's worth it. And if you do want a recommendation, I do have one guy that I use, and he was really good. I just think that I didn't give him a specific enough market because I wasn't getting the people that I really wanted. Supply the hashtags for them to like and comment, give an acceptable list of comments for them to make. Do not use things like great shot or add me to Facebook for my free accountability group. I just, like I said, like I've reported people like that just because it irritates me so bad. So don't do that. Let's see. And like I said, always make a call to action. So this was a coaching post. Basically, if you ever had a job that rewards you for your hard work, like a week vacation, Cancun for free. And back here was if you're interested at all, add me to Facebook at www.facebook.com/april.pinckney.5 and message me. So that was one of my coaching posts. And again, coaching posts once a week, challenge group posts once a week. I probably make a coaching post 3 times a week. I do this business full time, but I'm always talking about it. And even when I'm not making coaching posts, I'm always like, #best job ever, like just talking about something that happened. Like right now, I'm at my in-laws and I'm just hanging out at their house, and I'm working because my husband is doing a real estate class here and he's working with his family. I was able to go to lunch with my in-laws, and now I'm working. And then later on, I'm going to, go have dinner with them and just hang out, when normally I would be at home in Charlotte by myself. And just kind of like, man, I wish I was able to be hanging out with Matt and his family. So, I make a post about stuff like that, and it's not even, it doesn't have to be inviting. Just like, I worked for the first 3 hours today from bed, and I know you guys can't say that because you're moms, but, I just had my computer and stuff, and I was being super productive. I did 3 power hours in bed. Like, what other job can you say that, to have the, freedom to, not have to request PTO to do certain things? And, if you get to do something with your kids, or, you get to do something awesome with your family, whatever you can find to be thankful for, just, say something about what you did, and then hashtag best job ever, or hashtag best team ever. Like, I'm doing that all the time. And when I talk to people, they're like, you seem like you seriously love your job. And I'm like, I do. So the more that you can put that out there too, is just planting a seed. Like, dude, whatever she's doing, she loves it. I think I want to know what she's doing. Let me ask her. So just the more that you can plant seeds. Ask yourself, what can you get for free? This was so long ago. This was over a year ago. And I said, want my free 4-week clean eating meal plan? Leave your email below. I got 111 emails. One pet peeve of mine is leaving like pick, play, post or Instaquote or whatever. It's usually like 99 cents. Get rid of the watermarks. That's just something it's a pet peeve of mine. Get rid of the watermarks. Watermark. For more freemium info, Chalene Johnson's Smart Success and Marketing Impact is also amazing. I also did a team call. I hosted somebody else's team call on freemium. So if you go to YouTube, my YouTube channel, there's a playlist that says team calls that I've hosted. And this entire presentation that I'm giving right now that I'm using from YouTube, plus another one that I did on freemiums, plus another one that was probably one of my best calls, I think, on recruiting, was all there. So you can definitely watch a couple of those on my YouTube channel. Those are good stuff. Let's see. And I talked about sharing your story. I spelled Chalene Johnson's name wrong. That's sad. But yeah, like I just can't even tell you enough. Share your story, share your struggles, share your fears. You're going to get more people that are just like you. Do not try to come across as perfect. Be real. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to talk about this. I put my stuff about my eating disorder out on Facebook, and that's how my mom found out. My mom didn't even know when I was going through it. And yeah, that could be totally scary, but you know what? I don't regret it. I don't at all. I have been able to help so many countless women because I put my story out there. I'm not going to wait for the perfect moment. There's no perfect moment to be like, hey, I used to toss my cookies in my room. Like, there's no perfect moment for that. Just do it. Doesn't matter what it is. And if it's, something that you can't put out there for whatever reason, just put what you can out there. If it's like, oh, my mom was a terrible person and beat me and did this or that, like, you're not going to want to put that out there because, your mom's on Facebook and things like that. But put part of your story on there, what you can, without, making anybody that you love or care about feel uncomfortable. But for the most part, you just got to do what's best for you. And it was a total game changer for me. Let's see. I hate this because I don't know how many slides I have left. I think I'm pretty close to being finished. This was just kind of one of my challenge group posts, 2011 versus 2015. And this was sharing my story. Wake up, look in the mirror, pinch my stomach fat, and curse myself for eating like crap the day before. And I would step on the scale and wish I could be anyone else but myself through tears. I talked about, entering college, gaining weight, then, losing weight, and just every morning being a struggle, and how my life has, started to change and starting to love myself. Just sharing a story. And this wasn't a challenge group post. This was literally just me sharing my story. And I don't need to change my story post into add me to Facebook. And, if you want to join my next challenge group, just let it be your story and let it be an inspiration to other people. Love yourself where you are as you are. Basically just talking about how you used to pick apart every picture. And I hope you can love yourself at where you are as you are, perfectly imperfect. And then here's my stupid hashtags that I always use, Mac the photo bomber. Literally the dog is in every single stinking picture I take. But just kind of being an inspiration to other people. I always try to put my watermark. This was, let me think. I think I did this on, okay. So I use Square Droid. It's an app because it wasn't square to fit into Instagram. And then I used Fonto. Fonto, Phonto, to put the words on. And then you can also tilt things. You can make like it curved around bowls. Fonto's a really cool app. Yes, and your story is best just left as a story sometime and not try to change into a invite coaching post or coaching opportunity. Me playing slap the bag. And then, here my Friday night is, sushi out with my husband. So, but basically just, I drank to forget about how screwed up I was inside. Today, my ideal Friday night is me and my hubby enjoying a glass of wine, not the entire bag, with a yummy dinner. So stuff like that. Just sharing where you've come from to let other people know. There I am on the left in grad school, living off granola bars, lean cuisine, cereal, an occasional salad, more granola bars and pretzels. Lots and lots of pretzels, obsessed. So basically talking about my lean cuisine queen days and addiction to coffee, and kind of, I was a personal trainer that was overweight and, feeling absolutely miserable with myself. So that again was just sharing my story. I got 396 likes on that. I never get that many likes on anything. So, just sharing your story and being real is really important for people to see. Like I said, I started with 40 followers and now I have over 11,000. So it didn't happen overnight. Just keep going though, because you're using Facebook anyways. It's just kind of like a no-brainer to be like, yep, I should just put this on Instagram. So, that was, all I have. Sorry, that was a lot of information. But do you have any other questions, or did that help with anything, Jennifer? Oh,
sorry, I muted myself.
There you go.
Yeah, that helped a lot.
Okay.
I wrote down a lot of notes.
What would you say you struggle with Instagram currently?
I think it's the hashtags, finding the target because for some reason it doesn't matter how crazy of a hashtag that I make it, and I keep it down to 10,000 or less. Then I get the whole it works thing. But I heard about the Instagress having the blacklist now, so I'm going to try that.
Oh, what's the blacklist?
The blacklist is where you put in to where it won't like anything that has to do with It Works or 21 or Beachbody coaches or anything. So it won't like on anybody who's already within that business or some other business.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that. Yeah, but with Instagress, I'm getting a lot better response now because I really went through and changed up my hashtags. Let me see if I can have a sample. I think I took a screenshot of it the other day. Is it?
I had to laugh at the whole don't use the followers thing because I did that.
Oh my God.
The first 3 days, the free day thing or whatever.
Yes.
It was following some crazy people.
People that don't even speak English. I was like, no, get off of here. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of my hashtags that I do. So a lot of them are with runner. And then we've got some things I could probably take off bulking and Weight Watchers, but exercise physiology, holistic health. Orange Theory Fitness is it's a smaller franchise of fitness it's like a gym that I've gotten to a couple down here. I love it. And some of these I don't use. I effing love my dog. I don't use that, but I go and I see a lot of people will be using things like that that are, and if I find somebody that I like, I kind of look at some of their hashtags that they use, and then I'll go search some of their things too. So I've got a lot of pizza, guacamole, Queen City Runner, Queen City. That's another Charlotte. People refer to Charlotte as Queen City. Charlotte Runner, Charlotte Foodie, stuff like that. Rescue Mom. Then I also, even though this isn't my target market, stay-at-home mom, homeschool mom stuff, fur mama, stuff like that. I mean, stay-at-home moms are perfect, people to talk to, about Beachbody and stuff like that. Pittsburgh, from where I'm from, your college, things like that. There's also a section in Instagress that you can do locations. So if people check in with locations. So I've done different places around the college I went to school at. I do Whole Foods around here, Trader Joe's, stuff like that. different like little places that I like either around here or where I'm from. And when people like check in or hashtag those places, they'll also go through and like those people too. So it's kind of cool too, because I've actually found a lot of local people that way using that option.
Yeah, I think I just need to like really commit to it and just.
Yeah, I think if you made that like I'm going to spend, 40 minutes to an hour one day and just kind of figuring that out. It's going to take a while, but I mean, when you get that in your notes section, all you have to do is copy and paste. It's so big. So yeah, I would just kind of say that one day, like, okay, I'm going to send my 3 messages, and then I'm going to focus on this on one day, and that'll be a huge thing for you.
Did you find that whenever you paid for the features that your followers increased a lot more than just slowly?
I did. It's expensive though. Like I think I paid $200. It's gone up too. Every time I talk to him, it goes up. I think I paid $230 for 5 videos. Like each week he would do one of my videos, and I definitely like would sell at least a couple challenge packs out of it. So it did end up, at least breaking even, and I did get a lot of followers, but it's just so expensive. So it's hard to find smaller feature accounts that aren't like, hey, it's $100 for 5 hours. I'm like, what? No, So, but yeah, it does help a ton to do features. I have 2 features left on Fit Girls Inspire. Their account is just like so big that, I think their prices go up every week. It has to.
About how long did it take you to grow your follower? Like to where you were actually adding coaches and stuff like that?
It was probably after I did the Imitate My Instagram training, it was probably just a matter of a couple months that I would get people to add me. Now, I also think that when you have more followers, more people are more likely to be like, oh, I'm going to add her to Facebook. Like people follow her. She looks like she knows what she's doing. So a little bit of it is like that slow growing. But then once you like start getting more and more people engaged, it's almost easier once you have more followers. People are like, whoa, okay, this girl is like legit. So some of it is just really focusing on building good relationships while you're building your account, because it's just so stupid. Some people are like, oh, Insta famous, they've got this idea like, oh, they've got X and X amount of followers, I should follow them, even if they don't even really care about what they're posting. So, yeah, I just would focus on really building good relationships and, kind of inserting 5 or 10 minutes into your power hour where you're commenting and liking. And I can't tell you how useful that, oh my gosh, I just stalked the crap out of you. Are you on Facebook? I'd love to connect. Like, it works so well. Like people don't think that you're, trying to sell them something. They don't think that you're a creep. They're just like, oh, that's actually really cool. I appreciate you, taking the time to, comment on my pictures. So even if you just do that to, 3 people a day and maybe get, 1 or 2 to say, yeah, add me. That's constantly adding to your to-do list, to your contact list. The other thing that Tanner does is she sends a picture. I'm going to try to open up, and it says like, you're amazing or you're awesome or something. And then let me see okay. So people that I follow and enjoy seeing their stuff. So I send this picture. So it's let's see. Nope, can't see it. Okay, it's me holding a piece of paper, and on it says, you are amazing. And then I said, hey girl, so I know this is super random, but I just wanted to drop in and say that I love your page. I'll send you this too. I love your page and I love what you're all about. Not many people are real and honest and can be so inspirational all at the same time. It is so refreshing to see. I love being friends with other like-minded people and was wondering if we could connect on Facebook. If so, I hope you'll add me. I gave my link. I look forward to hearing from you soon. In the meantime, keep being you. And I can't tell you how many people are like, that just made my day, and they'll, add me to Facebook. So that, even if you just send 3 of those a day, that's like 3 new contacts that you're trying to add. So I will copy that and put that into your group with the message or with the picture. So you can kind of just copy that. That's a great way too.
Awesome. Let's see.
So yay.
I'm gonna say hi.
Who is it? Your
My
dog?
dog, Daisy.
Oh, I see a nose. I see a nose. Do you have any
time to go out, Mama?
No. Mine is like dead to the world sleeping over here. Any other questions before I go? Anything else?
No, I think I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
No problem. You look like you're like about ready to scrub in for some surgery.
I had to, my hair was all slicked back from sweat and everything else. I was like, I gotta cover that up.
So gross.
I get rid of it.
All right, girl. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks.
Recording later today. So see ya.
All right. Bye.